Құрметті теннис сүйер қауым, бүгінгі ойында ATP жұлдыздарды біздің 10 жасқа дейінгі теннис бағдарламасындағы жас тәрбиешілеріміз шығаратын болады. Сопровождать игроков на корт сегодня будут наши юные теннисисты программы «Теннис до 10». Our young tennis players from the Tennis 10 program will accompany the ATP stars onto the court today. Олай болса, үшінші матчымыздың ойыншыларын қарсы алыңыздар. Now, ladies and gentlemen, dear tennis fans, please welcome on center court at Astana Open 2023 from United States of America, Giron. Dostlar, kömürlerinizden yıldızı. His opponent from Austria, Dominic Thiem.
So the third match of the day on this fourth day of main draw competition in Astana, Kazakhstan, features this man, the familiar face of Dominic Thiem, and his friend who's loving it. Yes, milk it. Maybe he'll be out here on the court himself in 10 years' time. Well, that's a dream, isn't it? Yeah, Dominic Thiem, US Open champion from 2020, still on the comeback trail. A long, hard slog when you have the sort of injury that he had. But he's getting there. And his opponent from the United States, Giron. Consistent player. Great worker out there on the court. He'll make life hard for Thiem today, that's for sure. Thiem, who came through a really tricky match in the end against Juan Pablo Varillas in the opening round. Had to save 3 set points in a long second set that lasted an hour and 25 minutes. Very scrappy. He played actually really well in the first set, Thiem, but then very scrappy in the second. Emmanuel Joseph from France will be our umpire for this one. There he is. And when Giron's ready, we'll join him at the net for the formalities.
Shot clock in his corner, can be quick one, please, that's important. TV changeover, the challenge is available. Make it clear and prompt if you want to challenge, say something. Do you have any questions? You're going to get the blue tag from the foul box, and you have the red, of course. Okay. Yellow or blue? Blue. That's yellow. Receive. You stay? I'm going to pass.
So Giron winning the toss and electing to receive, which is the done thing these days. Never used to be that way. And it's a second round match, and here's where we are in the draw. Winner of this to play the winner of the final match today, which is between Sebastian Ofner and Alexander Bublik. This is the third quarter of the draw you're looking at here. Valuable quarter-final place available for the winner.
Two-time semi-finalist at ATP Tour events, and 11 times reached quarter-final round at ATP Tour. Current singles ranking 82, class singles ranking 49. Please welcome on court, Giron.
So here's the Californian, Giron. amazing similarity, really, between these two players in terms of both their ages and their rankings. They're both 30. Giron is 82 in the world. Thiem is 81 in the world. Naomi Brody back here in the commentary box for this one. He's tenacious, isn't he? He doesn't let you get away. He'll chase down everything. Tough player to beat.
Very tough player to beat. Interesting to see how his game lines up on this surface, because it isn't the quickest of surfaces. I know it's indoor hard. So very curious. He likes to move around his backhand, look for that forehand. As you say, incredibly athletic, great mover. Likes to use the angles that his opponent gives him, you know, when you try to attack him. Good at counter-punching.
Dominic, Thiem.
He's one of those players that's well respected in the locker room. His work ethic. Team will know this isn't easy.
And he knows what it takes to come back from really serious injuries as well. Hip surgeries just as he was getting going on the Pro Tour. He was an excellent college player out in California and won the NCAA 9 years ago now, but then had to deal with a terrible injury for a couple of years after that. So he will relate to what this man has been through. 9 months off the tour with his right wrist injury. And even though he has been back on tour now well over a year now, there's still a sense that he's still working his way back.
He is, and I remember Andy Murray saying some words to him, you know, how tough and how long it takes you to come back to regain that level of confidence, because when you come back and you're losing to players you maybe wouldn't have lost to. He's dropped a couple times now to play in the Challengers team just to try and get those matches back. You always have to remember the feeling of winning, of being that confident, of remembering how to play the points and the combinations that work for you. He's I feel starting to, you see glimmers now, don't you, of the team that we saw who won US Open?
Yeah, you do. And for me, those glimmers appeared first round of Wimbledon when he played Tsitsipas. I mean, really tough draw. First round Tsitsipas. And that match played in an incredible atmosphere out on court number 2. And Thiem really did hit the heights and was unfortunate not to win it. And then also, more recently on the clay in Kitzbühel, and he played an incredible match with Laszlo Djere, saving 5 match points, and just found a way to come through it. As you can see, Thiem dominating their head-to-head. Played Giron in Giron. That was a tournament that he made the semi-final of last year.
Who are you going for this one, Jonathan? Leaning towards...
I think I'm going to lean towards Thiem slightly.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same, only off their head-to-head, because, as I say, I think this court surface potentially benefits Giron more. I'm not sure.
We shall see.
Yes, we shall.
Second round match in Astana, Kazakhstan, between the American Marcus Giron and the Austrian Dominic Thiem. Very similar in the rankings. Both just outside 80. Both have been higher. Giron just nudged inside the world's top 50 in May of last year. Thiem, well, a former world number 3. And for a time, 2019 to 2021, he was a big challenger to the very best in this sport. Whether he can get there again, it's going to be tough.
I think looking through some of the stats, it was the forehand for Thiem that he wasn't able to find in the same capacity after the injury. Something that has improved as the year's gone on. The amount of spin he puts on the ball starting to get back up to where it was, and also the speed in which he hits at.
Struck one incredible forehand in the tiebreak against Varillas. It was actually at 8-all in the second set tiebreak, so a really crucial point. And from way behind his baseline, he unleashed this forehand that hit the baseline at the other end. It was an incredible shot. It was the Thiem of old.
Saying out with the intent to move forwards lots in this match by the looks of it.
Keeping a close eye on Dominic Thiem in the early stages here. What's your reading, Naomi, of his movement?
Yeah, well, I thought after the first 2 points, he just looks a little bit hesitant, especially out there in the forehand corner. Would he go close stance there, or is he trying to protect that right knee a little bit? It's not the person you want to see down the other end of the court if you're not feeling 100% either, because you're going to be made to work, as we said earlier.
Excellent job saving the 2 break points in the opening game.
Just caused so much damage from this forehand, can't it? Mentioning the spin earlier. Inside in forehand, you need to hit a lot of it up and over the higher part of the net, curling away from your opponent.
Good recovery from Thiem from 15-40 in the game. Relying a lot on that forehand, but he doesn't look entirely comfortable to me.
I know, I can't tell if I'm overthinking it a bit, but I just feel like he's quite deep in thought, which obviously heavily taped right knee. But it was the first 2 points. I just thought he looked hesitant with his movement.
Let's see how much Giron makes him work in this second game. It's one thing trying to keep points short when you're the server, completely different thing when you're returning.
So much power off that side. And it's tough to avoid it. Trying to go for the kick out wide there, Giron. If you're not quite accurate enough, Thiem's going to be on his way round that backhand.
Oh, he's right in the corner from Giron. Interesting to look at Thiem's return position here. Famously returns, of course, so deep on the slow surfaces. And even though this is indoor hard, you'd expect him to be closer to the baseline. It is still a slow surface. So this is actually quite unusual to see Thiem this close to the baseline.
He was one of the originals to move all the way back, wasn't he? Those super extreme deep positions, which I think is a reason why more and more players have started to put in the serve and volley a little bit. Not necessarily become serve volleyers, but certainly adding it in. Just keeping their opponents honest with their return position. We'll see if Thiem adjusts it as the match goes on. Comfortable hold for Giron.
Here from Chengdu, Marcus Giron, where he had a good win against Alexander Bublik, who's followed him here.
Making the most of the high ceilings, Giron. Lifting the lob as high as he could. Thiem dealing with it well.
Yeah, and it is that little bit extra high because there's no light rig directly above the court here, which there normally is in indoor arenas. With the spots and the speakers and everything, they're kind of more at the side.
Is this a tennis centre or is it?
Tennis centre, yeah.
So that's probably why.
We're in the home of the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation. They're very proud of their facility here in Astana. Which used to be called Nur Sultan, of course. It's had a number of name changes over the years, this city. Astana actually means capital city. Useless fact of the day for you.
This makes it look like work, doesn't it? Giron moving around the court. As soon as he got it down to the toes of Thiem, immediately running forwards to cover the drop volley.
There's a definite intention here to keep these points short from Dominic Thiem.
And if he is keeping the point short because he's hurt, whether he's just doing it because it's a tactical choice, find the silver lining. It's not a bad thing, is it, to play sometimes in this way, shorten the points.
And he's got so much natural ability. Of course, he's one of the players who you could say could actually use that quite effectively. Perhaps for one set, not sure about for three. But certainly so far so good from Dominic Thiem's point of view. If he is hurt, he's dealing with it well. And it might just be a little bit of apprehension around the painful knee, and actually he might settle into this from here. Well, I can't say there was any noticeable impediment for Thiem in his match with Varias, but that was 2 days ago. 2 hours 11 minutes that contest, the second set alone lasting 1 hour and 25. Didn't play especially well, Thiem, in that second set. But he's adapted his game a little bit here in the early stages, and it's worked. He's 2-1 up. Tricky for Giron as well, when you know all about Dominic Thiem from the baseline, or from 10 feet behind the baseline. If different things start happening, different plays come at you, it'll take you a bit by surprise.
He had to drop a point behind first serve, Giron. Stay more aggressive there on that second serve as well. Giron's yet to lose a point behind first serve. Thiem has only lost the single one behind the first serve himself as well. So if they each keep these high first serve percentages up, I think we might see a few more tie breaks.
Well, it feels like a long time since we last had a rally. Serve has completely dominated in the last 2 games, and we continue to go with serve in the set with Thiem, however slow he might be walking, 3-2 up. Still, he's
saw
still
a bit of a wince
yeah,
there.
a little bit of a wince. It's the walking, isn't it? It's the walking to his towel and back again. It's taking forever. Well, good effort from him, because if he's bringing something onto the court like that, it's got to be in your mind, hasn't it, as to whether you should actually start the match in the first place, particularly when you've got such high standards as he has.
Absolutely. And I think you can just see, as I say, that he's just got maybe a bit of a battle going on inside his head when he's walking around at the moment, Thiem. You know, his head's down, he looks like he's thinking very hard constantly in this match. Contemplating, deciding if it's worth to carry on, but I think as long as he's up on the scoreboard, he'll absolutely be staying out there. And as I say, if you can see a silver lining of it, if you start to know as a player different pain in your body, you know, is this a bad injury, is it just a bit of a niggle, because we have to play with those, you know, the relentless nature of the sport. You're going to have bits and bobs going on all the time, so it's learning what you can play through and when you need to let your body rest and recover.
Yeah, you very rarely take the match court without some sort of niggle somewhere, right? Of course, from here, it's action every day for these players. Quarterfinals tomorrow. Semis Monday, final Tuesday. Just losing track of the days of the week because of this staggered start to the tournaments this week.
So if we're correct and Thiem's knee is hurting him, it's his right knee, so that means he's going to struggle to potentially step onto the front foot on the backhand and open stance onto the forehand. What should do off that serve anyway. Any tape on or not? It's playing well, Giron.
That makes for a very interesting challenge, doesn't it? Does Thiem just look after his serve here and just take his chance in the tie-break?
Play like a serve bot. Just the court to do it on.
Just a single point dropped by Giron on serve in the match. Shouldn't be too many issues with the serve, should there? Because you're putting the pressure more on your left leg.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then the follow-up forehand. If he knows he can get a big strike like that one, then he's going to be in a good place.
And I was saying in the last match, I almost feel like the servers are doing so well here because the speed of the court means they have a bigger hit on their second shot. It's not necessarily because they're all hitting aces. You know, lots of returns are being made into play, but it's the damage the servers are doing off the second ball. Able to make that serve. Also, you know, the lack of fist pumps, the lack of positivity. Again, just showing he's maybe deep in thought.
Again, you look at Thiem in that rally, one of the longer rallies of the match, actually, at about 7 shots. You know, he's trying to finish the point with every forehand, and he just couldn't get through Giron.
I wonder if Giron's aware of anything going on down the court. I mean, maybe we're completely overthinking this and Thiem's absolutely fine and he's just trying to play more aggressively.
Close out the game. And the importance of saving those break points in the opening game can't be underestimated, particularly if Thiem keeps serving and playing this well behind his serve. He's 4-3 ahead.
Shake of the head at the end of the game there, over to his coaching team. I assume it was Benny, although we haven't had a look who is sat courtside.
Well, it's a good effort, isn't it? I mean, regardless of what's going on, I mean, it could be a sort of more preventative thing that he's feeling, like he's got a tweak and he knows that if he goes full pelt from the baseline, he might do damage. He might have done some damage already. We just don't know.
He might have already had image work done. He might know that it's not a tear or anything, and it's, you know, you can get really terrible knee pain from having, you know, as simple as tight hip flexors or tight quads, or physios get in there with their elbows. It's one of the worst massages down your side, outside of your thighs. The fact he stepped on court, you'd have thought it's he thinks it's not causing any further damage. No. He's likely to be cautious, especially after the wrist.
But also, yeah, and if you go back previous to the wrist injury, he did have knee problems that year in 2021. Bothered him at the Australian Open. Kept him out of a fair bit of tennis after that. He has been unlucky, hasn't he? Very clever play from Dominic Thiem, who's working out a way to play this match and to play it on his terms.
So smart with the drop shot and the back behind, the combination of both.
And after 3 games of total Giron domination on serve, now he's break point down, and Thiem setting up that point with the deep return.
First fist pump there from Thiem as well, over to his team. Team's team.
Oh, what a way to finish the game. That's a spectacular couple of points from Dominic Thiem to break for a 5-3 lead opening set.
Got to be so careful with this inside in forehand, because you've left yourself open to this exact shot. It has to be so good when there's so much angle for your opponent to play with. How quickly this is swung around, suddenly serving for the set.
Mentioned those knee problems in 2021. He was out between Dubai and Madrid that year, so mid-March to mid-May, roughly speaking. Would have missed Indian Wells, Miami and Monte Carlo. But this is really, really impressive.
Still just dropped a single point on the first serve today, Thiem, when he's landed it in. That's setting him up incredibly well.
Just half an hour on the clock. Dominic Thiem, 3 set points. Wow. Well, it's how to win a set, but it's also how to adapt. And Dominic Thiem has put away Marcus Giron by 6 games to 3 in 31 minutes. Now, can he keep this going?
Brilliant set of tennis, wasn't it, from Thiem? Super aggressive. Nice to see that side of him, that side of his game. Standing on the returns, keeping his return position close up to the baseline. And it's a big drop back here, you can see. It was his serve that was causing so much damage. 94% of those points won. That's just dropping a single point behind first serve. And he was making so many of them. He was able to be a little bit more aggressive behind the Giron's second serve when Marcus was able to beat to him. But it was those break point opportunities that Giron didn't take that he's maybe going to be sat thinking about now after the first set. Both coming in the first game of the match. Didn't get a single one for the rest of the set. 31 minutes, 6-3, Thiem leads.
Well, from the very first game of this match, it's looked like a slightly different Dominic Thiem out here today. But the talent is unquestionable. The level when he's at his peak is not in dispute. What's unclear is whether he can keep this going over a 3-set match. Does he need to close it out here? Played a good first set in the last round against Varillas, but then it was ugly in the second. And what does Giron do? Hasn't played especially badly, but he's been rushed. Hasn't been able to get anywhere on the team first serve. And any pre-match expectation that he was going to get embroiled in long baseline duels with Dominic Thiem, well, that's out of the window today.
It's the interesting part of tennis, isn't it? Having to think on your feet, adjust as the match goes on. We'll see if he makes any changes in this set.
He looks a bit shocked.
It was a quick set, wasn't it? Blink and you miss it. 30 minutes.
As you said, Naomi, it could have been very, very different had he converted one of those 2 break points. But in fairness, Thiem saved them both, didn't they?
It's the constant pressure Thiem's putting on as well by moving forwards, maybe catching Giron by surprise a bit as well. So he's not able to neutralise him to big margins, you know, going straight down the middle of the court. Thiem's up there at the net, it'd be an easy volley, you're having to go for a pass, low percentage shot. Whether this is tactical or it is because of the knee, I'd love to see this side of Thiem's game more on a regular basis. He's so good at it.
Make quite a few errors when he came towards the net against Varillas in that second set. The drop shot was absolutely horrible that night. But he's getting a nice balance today, and it all starts with this return position.
Shot had he made it. You could see Giron trying to hurry his legs on out the way of the ball. Almost losing where he was in the court. Doesn't roll over, does he, Giron? Third ace of this set. Fifth in the match.
Thiem swoops to take us to deuce. And as he showed in the first set, he only needs one game against the Giron serve. Doesn't matter what else the American manages to do in the other games. He dropped 1 point in the 3 games that he held. Oh, yes. He's so deep when he plays this forehand, Giron.
So quick, isn't he? Thiem hasn't hit this badly as an approach at all. About the only place on the court it would have been a winner. Too good. As that racket face opens of Giron, Thiem is just all over it. He knows the only way he can play from there is up. Sets himself up for a nice volley. effortless, isn't it? The power. Unplayable.
So break point early in this second set. Needs to be that good from Giron to deal with the challenge of the Austrian today.
It's not quite getting enough on that return, and this is what I'm talking about on these courts. It's not necessarily the serve causing the extra damage. I feel like it's the second ball, because the return just sits there if you don't get a proper strike on it. Able to cause a lot of damage on 2 punches.
Well, a couple of times in this set, Thiem has tried the drop shot and he's lost the point on both occasions. I think he should stick to what he knows best.
Yeah, not the most well-executed drop shot, was it? Plenty of time for Giron to get up there.
It's not a shot Thiem is known for, let's put it that way. Breakpoint saved, and Giron holding for a 2-1 lead in the second set, which of course he has to win. But Thiem still looking strong and serving well thus far. Will it continue? Over 3 years now since Dominic Thiem's Grand Slam success at Flushing Meadows in the COVID-hit year of 2020. Behind closed doors Grand Slam victory, but no less dramatic, coming from 2 sets to love down to beat Alex Zverev in the final. Zverev, who himself had come from 2 sets to love down in the semi-final. But at that time, Thiem was top 4 in the world, hit number 3 at a peak.
One of the few who would compete with the big 3 as well, wasn't he? Consistently. Deep in thought. Visualizing. Visualize a break.
Yeah, it was like he had sort of like some CGI appearing in front of him there. Maybe that's the future. Get the old AI goggles on, sit there, and it's all pre-programmed. You know where your opponent's going to be. We've just invented a new format of tennis there, Naomi. We should copyright that. Thiem serving at 1-2, second set. Wide, and Giron has a foothold finally in one of these team games.
He's hit that a couple times this match, Thiem. been successful with it. Deep in the court.
Admirable scrambling from Giron, but Thiem wasn't going to miss at the third time of asking.
Just have to not panic, don't you? The ball constantly coming back 2-3 extra times. Keeping his composure.
Missed that one too. And Giron has break point for the first time since the opening game of the match.
Funnily, I actually feel that Thiem's energy levels are going up at the moment. But Giron stepping up himself. Maybe Thiem's trying to catch his opponent up.
There are more rallies in this second set already than in most of the first.
Yeah. Right on cue. Sigh of relief. Overhead. Wasn't sure if he was going to let it bounce to see if it was going to drop inside the baseline. He was so deep in the court.
Fine serving recovery from Dominic Thiem. Break point down. They've both been break point down in the second set, which is very tight. But is Thiem really settling here? He's walking quicker. He's not grimacing as much. It's almost as if that first set he was just testing it out.
Yeah.
And he was just a little nervous about it, not necessarily in pain, but just worried about doing too much on it. Now he's felt it out. He knows maybe its limits, and actually he's a little pleasantly surprised that he can do a bit more on it than he suspected. All part of the challenge. Why this is such a unique sport.
Always at your most vulnerable when you've had break point, haven't taken them.
Well, that went absolutely nowhere near the place he was intending to hit that forehand on the volley. Sorry, I don't mean to chuckle.
Ended up being really awkward, didn't it? Dropped quickly. He'd already committed to the drive volley. Would have been far better to just hit a normal one, but easy to say when we're watching.
Yeah. 2 break points. Well, he was tempted by the open space, and Giron must have suspected that shot was coming. Incredible job from Thiem to get himself back into that rally, having scrambled back the overhead. Well, he's gone for 2 of his favourite shots in the last 2 points, on break points. The backhand down the line and the run around forehand. And he's actually missed significantly with both. The chance was there. Not even Giron will make that.
What a mission, that point, Thiem. How hard did he hit the return and then backed up the second and third forehands with just as much pace. Interesting, he's going into that forehand of Thiem on the second serve there. Rather than going into the backhand, allowing Thiem to run around it and have a bit of extra time to attack, just going straight into the forehand with a bit more pace.
He's made that one. Thiem can't believe that's been called in, but he didn't really get a look at it because he'd lunged across. He'll get a look at it now on the screens. What a brilliant shot from Marcus Giron. And he's played a few in that game, hasn't he? What a big game, big hold. And it is the American who's now saved 4 break points in this second set. He leads 3-2. Well, this has been a very interesting match for a whole variety of reasons. And Thiem throwing some of his best stuff at Giron in the last couple of games, but the American, to his credit, standing very firm and leading 3-2. Thiem, who saved a break point himself in his last game, serving now. Giron driving through the big returns. Have a look at this one. Where this lands. Wow.
He barely had time to land his feet from the serve before it was already back on his shoelaces.
Oh, wow. And just when you think his returns can't get any better, he delivers that.
Unbelievable shot. Full stretch, right onto the baseline for the second point in the row.
Well, if you want to watch a game to see how to return serve aggressively, watch that one.
What on earth? He's just absolutely swung on every single shot there. He just thought to himself, it's now or never.
Well.
No, I'm not getting a break the way I'm playing. I'm not playing badly. Just let's go for it. He's going to keep going on serve as well.
Yeah, which is kind of how Thiem was playing the first set, and Thiem has settled back more into the Dominic that we know in this second set. Now we've got the chip and charge. It's all going on.
He's got his foot firmly on the accelerator right now, Giron.
It's been confusing at times, but it's compelling and very entertaining. Giron 5-2 up, second set.
I think it's his turn to just sit down now and feel like a hurricane has just blown by, because what on earth has just happened in the last two games? I'm sure Thiem is thinking.
Well, the game of sensational returns from Giron, followed by a game where Thiem chips and charge and then drop shots returns as well. Full credit to this guy, though. he has dealt with a very, what must have been to him, confusing opening set. And he's worked a way of turning the contest around.
How many times do you see that? The guys that just hang around, stay ready for that opportunity when it comes up. Chance now, Thiem, to just loosen up, find that aggression that we saw him using so well in the first set, especially now he's down on the scoreboard. I feel almost got a bit of a free pass here at the back end of the set. Depth on the return. Within an inch of the baseline.
Such good touch. How about that get from Giron as well, from behind his back? And that is so much harder than it looks. The team keeps the set alive.
Let's hold that. Just want to stem the momentum of your opponent a little bit before you get into the third set if he isn't able to break back here. I'm trying to rack my brains. Would Thiem hit that as an open stance backhand normally? Is he stepping across with his right leg and hitting a slice?
Maybe.
Seems like an aggressive shot to try and hit when you're on the run in the corner of a single-handed backhand.
I think he's definitely been making some adjustments. Some of them conscious, some of them probably a bit instinctive. Oh, this time he does take advantage of that open court.
Saw almost an identical return from Giron, didn't we? A couple of games ago. Line to line.
That's weird, isn't it? Two forehands there that Thiem in the first set would have been swatting away for winners. And they're at 15-30, just happy to rally with Giron and then ultimately making the error. Strange how this game goes sometimes. Well, that's brilliant speed from Giron, but Thiem is dealing with it. And it's a breakback point.
It's all the respect he's got for Giron and his athleticism that he's even stayed ready here at the net team, because most players, that would be a clean winner. It's a great point to bring up break point.
And it's a great point that you make. Get ready. Expect the unexpected. Be prepared. There it is. Giron's furious. He gave him that space down the line by going cross-court into the forehand. It was asking for trouble. He knows it. And the break has been retrieved. Giron's still ahead, though. That's what he needs to keep telling himself. He's done well in this set. 5-4, he leads. That's 3 of the 5 Giron service games in which he's faced break points. Team's been breakpoint down in 2 of his 4. Both players much less effective with their first serve in the second set. Both incredibly high numbers in the first set. I think a combination of getting a read on the returns, but also more conservative play from Thiem in set 2 has contributed to that. So what next? We've seen a little bit of everything over the course of this.
beautifully. Giron just maybe getting the ball down nice and low on Thiem when he was up at the net. Didn't get down low enough to the volley.
Wow, would you believe it? How he works so hard to break back in this set. Thiem slips set points down. First double fault of the set.
It's a long way back, but he is serving. Been dominant on serve.
No, wide it goes, and Giron levels the match. Breaking the team serve twice in that set. And at times during it, he's played some absolutely fabulous tennis. We're level after an hour and a quarter.
He turned the match round, Giron, in the end, with that incredible return game that he played. Caught Thiem by surprise, I think. 45 minutes that set, longer than the first. It was tighter as well. Both didn't serve quite as well as they did in the first set. The first serve percentage from Giron dropping a lot, but he was still winning masses of points behind both first and second serve. He was increasingly being more and more aggressive on the Dominic Thiem second serve. You can see their team was able to only win 29% of points behind his second serve. That was just 2 points in total. 5 aces from Giron. Thiem had more breakpoint opportunities, 5 in total, was only able to take the 1. Giron, the breaks coming in the 6th and the 10th game.
Well, a little bit more life about Dominic Thiem, the way he's just carrying himself around the court, and there's certainly renewed enthusiasm for this man, Marcus Giron. He serves first in the decider. Quite interesting in the early stages here, Naomi, to see what Thiem's approach is going to be.
He's played pretty differently, hasn't he, from set 1 to set 2. Evident on the scoreline which worked best.
And as you said at the end of the first set, we know he can do it. We've seen it today, and at times you'd like to see it more. It's a natural instinct, I guess, just to go back to what you know. And also, you know, a style which has given him so much success over the years.
It's difficult, isn't it? And I think he felt more free to do it in the first set because we suspected some knee pain. He looked hesitant in the first few points of the match. Seemingly hasn't bothered him all that much as the match has gone on, but if that's what gives you the confidence to shorten the points and get up to the next, you feel you have no other choice. You know, you're kind of backed into a corner to do it, but
that's strange in itself, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
It's almost like if the pain returned, he'd go back to a strategy that proved more successful. Anyway, he knows what he's doing. He's the Grand Slam champ. We'll leave him to it. And we'll see what happens at the end of the match.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to hear if that is causing him any pain.
He's pushed that. And he hasn't won a point in this final set so far. Oh, great lead. Quick steps before that to get himself into position. Not a bad lob from Giron. Just not quite good enough. It was there.
Saw the space, didn't he? Not able to execute. I always think you regret not going for it, though, when the shot's there and it's on to be hit.
So Thiem saves break point and holds on crucially, having lost the first 6 points of this third set. One set all, one game all.
It's an important hole, wasn't it? It would have given himself a lot of work to do, a lot of catch-up for the rest of the match. Yet to drop a single point in this second set on serve.
He's back in beast mode. And we saw this for a couple of successive games in the opening set. Looking very composed. 2-1 up, Marcus Giron, the Californian. Winner of this match plays the winner of the one remaining match on the centre court schedule today, which is Sebastian Offner of Austria against Alexander Bublik. Bublik, the one remaining Kazakhstan here at his home tournament. But Offner, one of 3 Austrians still in it, obviously could play Thiem in an all-Austrian quarter-final and could then play Rodionov in the semi-finals, who's still going, the qualifier, who beat Barrère and then Baez yesterday. And he'll play Manarino on quarterfinals day. All 4 quarterfinals back-to-back tomorrow. Giron has got through a set in set 2 where he faced break points in 3 of his 5 games, but he won the set. So that's a good feeling when you know you've been under that amount of pressure. This set's different. yet to drop a point. Thiem, on the other hand, saving break point last time out. I want to avoid the risk of that again.
Soft hands. I always think when you have the short ball, it can be the most effective time to play the drop shot. Your opponent often on their heels, expecting you to maybe hit an approach or a powerful shot. You see their team setting up with the backhand grip as if he was going to hit the roll shot. First ace of this third set for Thiem, fourth of the match.
Much needed hold for the Austrian. Breakpoint down in 4 of his previous 5 service games, so that will come as a huge relief. Thinking back to the knock-up, Naomi, when you asked me who do I think is going to win this match, and we both sort of like were a little hesitant. We're no nearer knowing.
No, it's interesting because I just think the surface plays into the matchups this week more so than usual. It's not like a lively outdoor hard court that the players have been on for the past few weeks and that are maybe more used to playing on throughout the year. A little bit more specific, the conditions this week, unique. It's the shot he was trying to find on the previous point, but he ran into that one. Much better spacing that time.
Well, Thiem gets away with that one.
Better to just push it on deep and use it as an approach shot. It's tough going for the drop shot off your own drop shot. Need to take into account all the body weight that's coming through the ball, sprinting forwards.
Very clever volley from Giron, going back in behind. Thiem with absolutely nothing he could do in response. And on we go with serve in this final set. Giron 3-2 ahead.
It's just very good tennis from Giron. I'm sure Thiem will be feeling that as well. He's not really done all that much wrong. Taking it so early, being so aggressive. I suppose what's nervy for Thiem now as well is he knows how aggressive Giron can be on these return games, how he was broken in that second set. He's going to have to be ready here.
It was the sixth game of the second set. Thiem serving at 2-3. One to definitely keep as an MP3 file for Giron. Down the generations.
It's interesting as well as this match is going on, it's becoming a case of who can be bravest, isn't it? Whoever, not necessarily is getting the first strike, but he's just the more aggressor at dictating the point. They step off and revert back to being defensive. The other one's all over it.
There you see Giron taking that second serve return on well behind the baseline, very, very deep. Still giving it a good hit, but not connecting. And it's 3-all. Barring a challenge from Giron, which Thiem was half expecting.
Waiting to see if he was going to ask. Nice quick service hold, exactly what you need this time in the match. Went to the drop shot a few too many times in the second set. Wasn't as successful. Straight at the body. Right shot to play.
Giron maybe caught in two minds with his forehand. Not too sure what the plan is behind that one, but as you say, Thiem very effective driving that towards the body, giving the American no angle to play with. And well might he challenge this, because 30-all second serve could be trouble for Giron.
Smallest margins.
Oh, that looked wide. That looked well wide. Well, maybe not well wide, but it looked wide to me, and it looked wide to Dominic Thiem. And if this is overruled as out, then it will be break point. It's a little bit of an extra delay here in Astana to the replays. It adds to the tension. Oh, go on then. We got it wrong, Dominic. And credit to Giron for an excellent second serve. Wow. Brave as that, Naomi, to go for that serve, second serve, 30-all.
We mentioned it earlier, didn't we, as well? He's trying to stay aggressive, especially on that due side, into the forehand of Thiem on the second serves, because you know Thiem likes to run around his backhand to find his big forehand. Has to be brave. We spoke about that as well, didn't we? Almost fortune favours the brave in this match, especially the way they're both playing. Quite his feet in the right place there, Thiem. You could see collapse down afterwards. Trying to take the ball on the rise with a single-hander. It's not easy.
Oh, it's getting edgy.
Becoming one of those games, isn't it? It's feeling like this could be a pivotal moment. Neither able to capitalise on the other one's mistakes at the moment.
Well, can he capitalise on this? First break point on the Giron serve in this set.
Again, brave tennis, bringing out the serve and volley, break point down.
Because he's seen Thiem way behind the Astana writing on the court there.
We wondered if it was going to drop on back, didn't we? The first set, he had his toes on the baseline to receive serve Thiem.
And if he does end up losing this set as well as the last one, Thiem, it's definitely going to be a legitimate question afterwards, isn't it? As to why he mixed things up so dramatically. Out of about 5 drop shot attempts in this game from Thiem, I think only one has worked, and Giron edges into a 4-3 lead in this third set. Well, more and more, I think the feeling has to be that Dominic Thiem came onto court today really not having any great faith in his knee at holding up. So he played differently. Went for winners galore, stood tight to the baseline. It worked. He won the set 6-3. Since then, it's gone Giron's way. Not by much. I mean, that's the thing I suppose we have to add to the conversation. 1 or 2 points here or there differently, and it would be Thiem in the lead in this deciding set. Or maybe he'd have even finished the match by now, because of course he did have those break points on the Giron serve.
I just still think whoever is going to be braver, take more risks, be the more aggressive of the two is who's going to come out on top in this match. But the tighter it gets to the back end of the third set, it's going to be harder to pull out of yourself. It's easy to fall back to what you know when times get tough.
He's got him, Giron, cross court. And a really dangerous moment now for the Austrian. 15-30 down, serving at 3-4. His level significantly deteriorated. Thiem in the match with Varias in the last round. Good first set, patchy in the second. Well long after Giron hit the baseline with the return. And is this the moment when the American pulls clear?
His returns have just been outstanding at times. Giron peppering that baseline.
Oh yes, back in behind, very clever. Giron fancied his chances of running onto any stop volley there may have been.
Actually heard the wow, didn't you, from Giron? Caught him so much by surprise, so impressed with the volley.
That was not an obvious shot. Second break point. He saved them as he did in the opening game of the match, Thiem.
He's backing himself on that serve because that T serve on the ad side, a few times Giron's got hold of it. Sticking to his tactics.
Big hold. Very impressive. The forehand volley, especially at 15-40. The first serve unreturnable at 30-40. Level at 4-all.
And all those ways he's won that point, going into the forehand of Giron on the serve, approaching the net. Got to the position of being break points down from those exact same shots, but again he's backing himself, the tactics that he thinks are working in this match, not allowing his opponent to dictate the way he's going to play.
I feel that this is going to continue to be a war of attrition through to the close. It looks unlikely at the moment that either man's going to gift it away.
Falter down, have a swing. Right in the strike zone from Giron on that serve, not quite getting enough slice on it. I think he ended up hitting it so low over the net that Giron didn't actually react in time yet.
Do you think it was dropping into the net, maybe?
Yeah, just didn't slip
Click the
over,
course.
yeah.
It's not over yet, this game. Oh, what a rally. And how well his team played to get back into this game. Giron steadfastly refusing to go down the line into the open space.
That was his mistake, wasn't it? Not approaching with the down the line shot. Trying to be too clever, trying to get him on the back behind, but he was stood there waiting.
Having led 40 love and then pegged back to deuce, that was a good response from Marcus Giron, who sits down 5-4 ahead. Thiem will be coming out served to stay in the match. He's been involved in some big contests now, Thiem, over the past few months. That 5-setter with Tsitsipas that he ended up losing 10-8 in the final set tiebreak. That was at Wimbledon. Had one of the most extraordinary matches we'll see on the ATP Tour this year in the semi-final of Kitzbühel against Laszlo Djere, winning that one 10-8 in the deciding tiebreak, only after saving a whole collection of match points. This is his first tournament back since the stomach problems which forced him out of the match with Shelton at the US Open in the second round.
Yeah, lots of players ended up not feeling great, I think, at the US Open. Thiem, unfortunately, one of them.
has built up over the course of this match. And we're about to tick on to the 2-hour mark, and we are still nowhere near knowing who's going to win it. Sure, Giron's ahead on the board, but we're going with serve. 3 break points to Giron over the course of this set, 1 to Thiem.
Just tickle the top of the net.
Oh, he gets lucky. The drop shot has not been his friend today. Well, when does it ever? But this one, just kissing the tape and landing in.
It's a good way to mentally finish your opponent off towards the end of the match. It's great tennis, isn't it? Giron trying to be so aggressive, taking the return early, working his way up to the net.
Of those, Giron.
That's what he was trying to do in the previous point as well. He's taking his serve so early. Almost at the service line by the time he's finished hitting the ball.
All right, 5 games all. I think that's the mascot who came out onto court with him. No doubt who he's supporting.
Served well today, Giron. Dropped off a little bit, that first serve percentage in the second set, but it's back up now. Almost 65% first serves in, winning massive behind it as well.
Wow. Giron can be way out of shot, and then you blink and suddenly he's up at the ball. So quick. The team ultimately has half a chance now. What's he going to do with the return? Where's he going to stand? How's he going to play it?
I've seen him really moving around on that serve return position.
Well played, Giron. Not for the first time. He gets out of a tricky situation. Not quite break point down, but he's been under constant pressure in his last few service games, but he leads 6-5. There was that one break point, wasn't there, in the 3-all game. Then in the 4-all game, team gets it back to deuce. In that game, 30-all, tense. But huge credit to this man, Giron. 82 in the world. But he clearly believes he can get himself over the line here, as indeed he did in that epic of 3 tie-breaks against Stan Wawrinka.
Actually just a single place apart in the current rankings. Career high is obviously a slightly different story. Giron's career high, he just got inside the world's top 50, 49 teams, of course, is number 3. Currently 81st and 82nd. He believes, doesn't he, as you say, John?
I think that Wawrinka match would have given him a lot of confidence that he can play long against a Grand Slam champion. So back-to-back Grand Slam winners. Hadn't thought of that. It's quite unusual for any player. There's Benjamin, the coach this year of Dominic Thiem after he split with Nicolas Massu.
Physio alongside him as well.
Works a lot with psychologist as well. What an excellent start to the game for Giron.
Got himself into trouble there, Thiem, with that slice forehand midway through the rally. Like he couldn't decide what shot he wanted to play. It's a tough shot to play. Almost choosing to go for the forehand instead of the backhand.
Well, he is living dangerously.
This has become a brilliant match now. Both playing their best tennis, more and more cat and mouse fights to get through these points. Giron hustling hard to stay in the rally, missing when he finally had some time on the ball.
So a deciding tiebreak it is to sort out this compelling match. A match of twists and turns, a match of strategic shifts. Thiem winning the last tiebreak he played in the opening round here against Juan Pablo Varillas, 10 points to 8.
Saw it, went for it. He's made enough of them, you can understand why.
Well, they're going to save their best for last.
Pinpoint perfection. He's falling backwards. Wasn't quite in the right position with his feet. Can understand if they're getting tired, those legs now. 2 hours and 15 minutes on the clock. I was saying, after the first set, it was flying by. It was just half an hour, the first set. Slammed the brakes on after that.
What a backhand. An instinctive shot from Thiem down the line. Giron can't believe it after he plays this shot here. Look how deep it is, right onto the line.
It's absolutely ridiculous that he's just come up with that shot.
injection of pace takes Thiem into a 3-2 lead with a mini break.
It's inspiring a lot of kids in the crowd today, isn't he? Backhand is a thing of beauty. Flattening it out. And again, backing himself. He missed one the first point of the tie break. He's going again.
Well, things were looking a bit grim for Dominic Thiem when he was serving at 3-4 in the final set and slipped to 15-40. Of course, lose either of those points and his opponent would be serving for the match. He got himself out of that game thanks to some superb shots. Now has command of the tiebreak, 4-2. He's only just a single point against the serve, of course. He does have one more service point to come. This, you could argue, the most important point so far. Well, he wasn't expecting it to come back. Thiem makes the forehand. Giron feels he should have made the pass. Absolutely losing it with his box.
He's saying, was he just saying we both stopped playing?
You think it's the umpire he's having a go at there?
Yeah.
Was imploded, but there was no reason to stop playing. My instinct was Thiem wasn't expecting the return to come back because the serve was so good. I don't think there was any dispute over the call on the serve. But anyway, it's 6-2. It's 4 match points.
I don't think the line judge called that out. I think it was
No,
the
there was a
crowd.
call from the crowd. There was no call from the line judge. The line judge called it in.
Someone say out. Huh? I heard someone saying out. I thought he was the line up.
It was in the crowd. Of course.
Well, in fairness to Emmanuel Joseph in the umpire's chair, he's acknowledged his mistake there. He's overruled a call from the crowd. Replay the point. Dominic Thiem finds a way. What a big win that is. Survived an almighty scare midway through that deciding set. Marcus Giron played a fabulous match himself. But it's the former world #3 who makes the quarterfinals here in Astana. He really had to mix things up, change his strategy, deal with a rejuvenated opponent. In the end, was a confident winner of that tiebreak.
Brilliant match. Just brilliant, especially by the end. Both playing their best tennis. What a fight that was from Giron. It's going to be a tough one to take. bounce back, have a good end to the season if he plays a level of tennis like he did there, and he's got that beautiful return game in the second set to look back on and enjoy. He's not played poorly at all today. In fact, he's played pretty well.
And you can't say he squandered the break points he had at 4-3. They were saved by Thiem, one with a quite delicious forehand volley and the other with a brutal first serve, the kind of which we saw again in the tiebreak to help him over the line to victory. So Thiem through to play either Offner or Bublik in the quarterfinals. So let's hear from the winner. Here is Dominic Thiem.
Dominic Thiem is next to another round, so Dominic, it's been quite hard second set. I mean, long plays and then tie break again. So what can you say?
Yeah, it was a very close match. Again, I feel like, or it's obvious that here, with these conditions, are many close matches. So many tie breaks as well. So I was expecting a really tough one. I was starting very well, very aggressive, so that was good. And second set, he started to play much better. And in the third set was a close, very close battle. I saved some break points, he did. And I played a very good tiebreak. This was the best part of the match.
And how do you think why it's happening that so many close matches, so many tie breaks on this court?
I think it's a little bit of everything. The balls, the court. It's pretty fast, and it's nice to serve, you know. And all the players nowadays, they are serving well, so it's not easy to break them. Now also in the third set there were no breaks. Marcos in the first round, he even played 3 tie breaks. So many close matches, and it's important to stay in the match all the time.
Okay, thank you so much. Congrats.
Thank you.
And
well, it was a great match, as he said, 2 hours and 19 minutes in the end. Yeah, another tiebreak here in Astana. You can see the stats for Giron. He's going to be gutted after that because he didn't play poorly at all. 11 aces, no double faults. Good first serve percentage. More points won behind first serve for Thiem. But he wasn't able to be quite as aggressive behind the American's second serve as he was attacked on his own. Thiem taking as many breakpoint opportunities. 2 from 7 in the end.
So here's what this means for the draw. This is the bottom quarter we're looking at here. And of course, it's a quarter which has lost the number 2 seed, Sebastian Baez, beaten yesterday by Yuri Rodionov, the qualifier from Austria. And remarkably, of the 5 players left in this quarter, 3 of them are from Austria. And there's every chance we could have an all-Austrian quarter-final because Thiem is through. And can his compatriot Sebastian Offner join him? Well, Offner is next up on this court tough opponent, though, the number 3 seed and the one remaining home player left, the Kazakhstan favourite, Alexander Bublik. And that Ofner-Bublik match next on court. We'll be showing it live in just a couple of minutes.
Сил стартовать не было.